This is the story of Rakesh Junjunvala and how he turned a mere 5,000 rupees into a massive 20,000 crore rupees. Rakesh Junjunvala is arguably the king of Indian stock market. His success has inspired millions of Indians to participate in the Indian stock market, and his story is now a case study in almost every business school. And why not? He is one of the richest men around, with Forbes ranking him number 61st in the list of richest people in India in 2018. And what makes it more impressive is the fact that Mr. Junjunvala was not born into an influential family like that of Tatas or Birlas or Ambanis. He is a self-made billionaire who some even call Big Bull or Warren Buffett of India. So, what makes this man special? And more importantly, what is that you and I can learn from his success? For that, let's start from the beginning. His childhood. Rakesh was born in 1965 in a middle-class family. His father was an income tax officer and his mother was a housewife. His father was interested in stocks, though he was not an active trader. When Rakesh was a young child, he would listen to his father and his friends discuss about the stock market, and he would listen to them very carefully. One day, out of curiosity, he asked his father a very perceptive question. Why do the stock prices fluctuate on a daily basis? So this is a very perceptive question for a 9-year-old kid. So instead of giving any complex explanations, his father told him a very simple answer that why don't you go check the news on a company called Gwalior Rayon in the newspaper. If there is any news about the company, the stock prices will fluctuate the next day, and that's exactly what happened. So in this way, young Rakesh got fascinated with the stock market and learned a lot from his father's detailed explanations. His father knew that Rakesh was destined to go to stock market, but he advised that do whatever you want to do in life, but at least get professionally qualified. So Rakesh completed his graduation from Mumbai's Treder College, took up chartered accountancy and became a chartered accountant in 1985. After finishing his studies, Rakesh told his father he wanted to go to the stock market. His father knew that this was going to happen. So even though he was reluctant at first, he encouraged Rakesh to pursue his dreams, but just kept one condition, that don't ask for money from me and my friends. I think it takes a lot of heart for a father to encourage his kids to pursue their dreams despite having his personal objections. I think at the back of their mind was the fact that if nothing works out, Rakesh could always go back to his CA practice. And this sense of security gave Rakesh the courage to do what he did next. Here is where he started his stock market journey. So Rakesh shifted to the financial capital of India, Mumbai, with his brother, who was also a practicing chartered accountant himself. The biggest challenge in front of Rakesh was that he had no money to invest or trade. After all, making money from stock market also requires money, and he only had 5,000 rupees in his account, and he didn't have the option of borrowing money from his friends or family. But he got his first lucky break through his brother, who introduced Rakesh to a lady who was willing to loan 2.5 lakh rupees, provided he can earn some decent returns on them. Later, he got another client through his brother's reference, who loaned him another 5 lakh rupees. So now, Mr. Junjunvala had 7.5 lakh rupees to get started. Remember, 7.5 lakh rupees may not look like a big amount today, but we are talking about 1985 here. So in today's term, it would be equivalent to having about 30 to 40 lakh rupees. So the first hurdle was crossed. Rakesh now had the money. Question was, what exactly was he going to do with that money? He actively started looking for trading opportunities in the market. Yes, the ace investor that we know and admire today actually started out as a trader, not an investor. He made his first big profit in Tata Tea, a stock that he bought for 43 rupees and which shot up to 143 rupees within a matter of 3 months. So by taking some similar very astute trades between 1986 to 1989, Mr. Junjunvala earned about 20 to 25 lakh rupees and his net worth went up to 50 lakh rupees. Now he struggled for the next couple of years, but then he got the next major breakthrough of his career. He saw a great opportunity in a company called Sisakova, which is now part of the Vedanta Group. There was a depression in the iron ore industry and the stock of Sisakova was trading at a very discounted price of 24 to 25 rupees. Mr. Junjunvala saw a huge opportunity in this undervalued stock and bought 1 crore worth, which he later sold at 3 to 5 times higher prices. This single trade catapulted his net worth to 2.5 crores. But the best was yet to come. In 1989, there was a lot of pessimism in the stock market regarding the budget that was going to be presented by VP Singh's government. The market had significantly corrected before the budget because it was assumed broadly that it would not be a business-friendly budget. But Mr. Junjunwala's gut instinct told him that Mr. VP Singh, who basically comes from a business background himself, would never present a budget that will be bad for the business. So, what did he do? At the time when everybody was pessimistic, Mr. Junjunwala bought aggressively, and his instincts turned out to be right. The budget turned out to be business-friendly, and the market rallied so heavily that in the next few months, Mr. Junjunwala's net worth went up 20 times from 2.5 crores to 50 crores. This one event inspires me the most about Rakesh Junjunwala's journey, that not only he had good trading instincts, but he also had the guts to go big on them. So it's not sufficient that you can spot good trading opportunities. You should also have the confidence to move decisively on those instincts, and that's what differentiates men from boys. Before moving on, let's pause here to absorb another fact, that it is not investing, rather trading, that earned him the capital to become a billionaire in future. So he started with trading to generate the capital, and later on switched to investing to multiply that capital. In other words, trading for generating the capital and investing for long-term wealth. Later in his career, Mr. Junjunwala started his own investment company called Rare Enterprises, and the name Rare basically comes from initial 2 letters of Rakesh and the 2 letters of his wife, Rekha. So from here onwards, trading took a backseat and Junjunwala slowly shifted towards investing. Over the years, he has made some really profitable bets on companies like Titan, Lupin, Crystal and Praj Industries and several other companies, which catapulted his wealth to 20,000 crore rupees as of 2018. It is also important to understand that not every investment that Mr. Junjunwala made was successful. In fact, he has incurred significant losses in investments such as Mandhana Retail Ventures, DHFL, Geojit Financials and whole lot of companies. But what sets Mr. Junjunwala apart from other regular investors is that he is not easily scared by short-term volatility in the stock market. He is very careful in analyzing the fundamentals of the company, and until the fundamentals of the company are intact, it doesn't care whether the stock goes up or down. His philosophy is that over a period of time, some stocks will underperform and some stocks will overperform. But India's growth story has just begun, and eventually every patient investor will make money. So this has been the journey of this ace investor. On the personal side, very few people know this, but Mr. Junjunwala is also an influential personality in Bollywood. He has produced several Bollywood films and he is also very media savvy, and you can see him regularly on every major business channel. A very admirable and underappreciated fact about Mr. Junjunwala is he is also a big philanthropist. He has publicly declared that by 2020, at his 60th birthday, he will donate a significant portion of his wealth to charities. So that tells me that the man not only has the brains, but also has a big heart. So I hope that you were also inspired by Mr. Junjunwala's life story. Do check out the video on the top 5 lessons that we can learn from Mr. Junjunwala's investment philosophy. The link is in the description below.
Hi, whether you are just planning to start investing into stock market or already doing it but not doing well, or you are one student planning or aspiring to make a career into it, for all 3 of you, I have made one comprehensive course of 90 days and launched it in just 990 rupees. In last 1 month, we have 1200 plus participants in this course who have enrolled through my website www.goldenkishore.in. Fundamental analysis, technical analysis, option trading strategies, portfolio management.